Welcome to our Tech Mechanical Education channel. We are progressing with Six Sigma. So this is our fourth lecture for Six Sigma. Already in earlier three lectures we have discussed about what is Six Sigma, why Six Sigma, what is the benefit of running Six Sigma in our processes, manufacturing or service industry, what is the Six Sigma means, what is Sigma means, what is average. So if you want to know earlier all these things, you go through our earlier videos. Okay. So because these are all in series of concepts. So if you have missed earlier lectures, then it will be difficult to go further. So those who are new, so I request them to go through our earlier videos, then come in this lecture. Okay. So this is our fourth lecture. So in this lecture we will talk about the how to process with Six Sigma. What methodology we use to run a Six Sigma. So methodology we use to run a Six Sigma is DMAIC. This is similar to other projects. Any projects you run, so you need to define a project. D means define, M means measure, analyze, improve, control. Any project you need to define first. What is our burning issue? What our motivation? What we want to go? What is our benchmark? Where we want to go? Suppose I have a process. It is not running as per design capacity. So our project can be to take up this plant or machinery or any equipment to that desired level of efficiency, so that we can save this much amount of dollar. Okay. So this way we can define any project. What is our burning issue? Because we have n number of issues in manufacturing or any sector. So we cannot deal with everything at the same time. And all are not so cost beneficial. So those who are high impacting to our cost, that project we will take. Okay. So that is in define. Measure, any equipment, any process, any service. There are so many n number of dependent variables, and some are independent variables which are dependent on dependent variables. Like we know y is equal to fx. X is a independent variable and y is a final output or dependent variable. Any output of a system, any process or any service. So any service, any output, any production is depends upon various inputs. So we monitor these inputs to control our output. So these axes we will measure. Okay. Analyze. Then finally this axis we process through various process, temperature, any kind of value addition in the system. So we analyze the system, how these things are getting changed and how these are related to my y, how my output is dependent on this. Then we formulate, we develop some relationship between dependent and independent. In that section, this is analyze. Suppose I am making one steel bar. So there may be furnace, there may be forging, there may be other processes, annealing process. So each process has its own input. Like furnace, what will be my furnace temperature? Then forging, what will be my pressure of hydraulic press, and what will be my annealing temperature, cooling temperature, everything. So these are all axes. And final y is like one specific quality of bar, steel bar or some kind of product. So there will be a relationship between all axes and y. So in analyze section we will define how my y is related to x individual axis. Okay. And if we come, if we are able to define our process, then we will monitor it with variation of every x, how y is variable, so that we can improve our process. At a time, all variables cannot be changed. So individually, we can vary one variable and see the impact. Likewise, there are other methods to improve a process to get a desired satisfactory level. So in that section, we will improve. After done all experiments, how to improve, what level is to improve, then our system is controlled. How to standardize the system. Once it is improved, it is not that it will be because there will be change of material, there will be change of manpower, there will be change of various factors, weather. So in all conditions, our product specification should be same. For that, we need a control philosophy. What will be my pressure range, what will be my temperature range, what will be my manpower qualification, how operator will behave, everything we define in our control field, so that we get final Six Sigma quality result, that is 3.4 defects in 1 million opportunity. Okay, as we have discussed in last lecture. So DMI is nothing but define, measure, analyze, improve and control. This is our complete path of to go through our Six Sigma process. Okay, so in define there are two major work we need to do. One is establish CTQ. We call it CTQ. CTQ is critical to quality. Suppose one product has so many aspects. So which aspect is the more important? Like one example is 80-20 ratio. Suppose 80% of the work is not so important for this product, 20% is very critical. So we need to focus on 20% aspects for that quality, because our resource is limited. We cannot go through all, we cannot modify everything. Some little changes, some things we can do, some segment of project, so that it has a lasting impact on quality. So we may have 100 processes, 100 systems for this. So at a time we cannot go through 100 processes. So few critical things we will define in our Six Sigma project for that. So this is CTQ. We will discuss long in details about CTQ in subsequent lectures. So this is CTQs, establish CTQs or establish project, define a project. Define a project, in that we will define a project, like one, as I told, one example is production of a bar. So our project definition can be, it should be specific with some cost benefit also, like we need to improve the quality strength by this much amount, which will benefit us by this amount of dollar. So it should have a variation aspect, how much, from where to where we are to go, and how much savings or cost benefit we will have. So both things should be present in our project definition. All Six Sigma projects will run if there is a dollar gain or monetary benefit. Then measure, establish performance parameters. Like we need to define X, we need to find out what are the X's. So in the measure parameter, we will define X's, what are my X's, and how to do measurement and everything. And in that we establish which are the deciding X for Y. There may be n number of X's in the system, but all may not be related to Y. So we will define which X's for Y in that manner. Then analyze, establish process baseline. We check current level with every X, what is my output. Then define a performance goal, what is my customer specification, what is my benchmark, what is my design specification. We'll establish Y. Then identify variation sources. Then we will play with all X's. When Y is defined and X is established, then we can play with X's to regulate the Y, so that we can get desired Y. So there are various methods for this. We'll discuss in subsequent lectures. I, improve. When process is established, we know X, we know Y, and how to vary. Then in this improve, we explore potential causes, and then establish various relationship. Then design operating limits. How, like one X is there, X1, X2, X3, so many parameters. So X1, what will be the range of X1? What will be the range of X2? In between which range X1 should vary? So what is the lower limit of the upper limit? That we have to play and define the improve phase. And finally improvement is done. Then control phase. Like as I told earlier, Then validate measurement system for X, verify process improvement, and introduce new capability. Then we need to check the capability of this system. After everything is done, how much our system is capable. Means whether our system is Six Sigma capable or not, that also we need to define after a certain validation. So this is our broad methodology for our Six Sigma, any project, Six Sigma project. So in summary, we'll define a project which is high impacting to my product or service. Measure what are the inputs for my final product or these things. So the measurement is there or not. If measurement is not there, we need to install instruments or kind of methodology to measure the distance. Then analyze to establish relationship between F and Y, X and Y, output versus input. Then I need to vary the X to regulate the Y and establish my process boundaries. What is my X boundary of X to get that desired Y. Then finally control. How to validate, how to prepare a SOP, standard operating procedure, standard maintenance procedure, standard guideline for my equipment or service. Within this boundary, I need to operate to get Six Sigma level of output. So this is in nutshell DMIIC. This is the heart of Six Sigma. Then in subsequent lectures, we will discuss about individual steps. So hope this is clear, friends. And if you like our channel, subscribe our channel, and if you like our all lectures, press the like button. See you. Thank you.